In this video, we're going to shift gears from using spreadsheets for math to using spreadsheets for organizing information. So we're going to start off talking about sorting. So you will need a new tab on your in-class practice file. So make sure you have that open. Hit the plus sign down in the lower left to get a new tab. And we're going to call this one Sorting, S-O-R-T-I-N-G. And you can give it a color if you want to. All right, so first thing you're going to need is some information to sort. So I'm going to copy some over to mine. And what you'll need to do is type in this information. You'll want to pause the video and just type this information into your spreadsheet exactly as it is. Remember, if you have some information that spills into the column next to it, you will need to increase the size of your column by holding your mouse in between the line, in between the letters, okay, up here. Like right now I'm making column C a little bit bigger so that you can see the whole thing that's in there. Don't skip columns. So just pause real quick and type this information into your spreadsheet. When you have it all typed in, come back to the video. Okay, now that you have your stuff typed in, what we're going to do is talk about sorting it or organizing it in spreadsheets. And there are several different ways to do that, but I'm going to show you one way and then learn it my way, and then if you know another way, that's totally fine to use it that way too, as long as it works. So sorting, we are just working with 5 pieces of information right now. So we have 5 people's information, their address and phone number put in. Lots of times when you're working with spreadsheets, you're dealing with a lot of information. Like maybe your soccer team has a roster with everybody's name on it, their parents' name, their address, their email, all that kind of contact information. So you might have 15 or 20 people in a spreadsheet like that. And there could definitely be more. Like for teachers, I'll have a spreadsheet that has my 150 kids in it, their test results. And so when I can sort 150 pieces of information using a spreadsheet in just a matter of less than a second, that saves me a lot of time. So we are dealing with small amounts of information today, but most of the time when you're in spreadsheets, you're dealing with more than 5 pieces of information. Okay, when you sort, what you want to start off doing is you want to freeze the header row up top. This is called the header row because it has your titles for the columns: last name, first name, street address. So I'm just going to click over here on the 1, and that highlights my whole row. Then I'm going to go up here and choose View, Freeze Rows, Freeze One Row. You can tell that my row is frozen because there's a thicker gray line in between it. The reason we froze that row is when we start sorting our information, which basically means to put in order, I don't want my header row to get mixed in with my information. So I freeze it up top so that when I put these in a different order, it's just working with the names, not with the titles. Okay. So now I'm going to highlight cell A2 through G6. I highlight all of my information, including all of this stuff across. Then I'm going to come up here to Data and choose Sort Range. The range is just referring to what you have highlighted, the first cell you have highlighted and the last cell you have highlighted and everything in between. So when I click that, you'll see that this window pops up and it's saying your sorting range A2 to G6. That is correct. Here is a checkbox. I'm going to leave mine not checked because it says data has a header row. We do have a header row, but it is not highlighted in our range, so I'm going to leave that blank. Then I'm going to sort by last name, which is column A, and I'm going to go A to Z. I'm going to hit Sort button, and now when you look down my information, you will see that it's alphabetical: Albertson, Davis, Keller, and so on. Okay. Now I'm going to do another sort, just data, sort range. This time, let's say I want to sort by first name. So I'm going to go to column B, that's where my first names are, A to Z, hit sort. Now you'll go down the first name list and look and make sure it's in alphabetical order. It is, so we were successful. All right, I want to show you now what's called a double sort. So you can sort on more than one column if you want to. Let's go to Data, Sort Range, and I'm going to sort this by the city that the people live in, so that's column D. I'm going to do that first. I want that in alphabetical order. Then I'm going to add another sort column. I'm going to first sort them by what city they live in, and then I'm going to sort them alphabetically by last name, which is column A. So this is a double sort, more than one column, and notice that you can even add more if you wanted to. I'll hit sort, and now when I look down my city column first, I'll notice that Kansas City comes first, and then Liberty, just like in the alphabet. When I look at just my Kansas City folks, Julie Davis and Mark Keller, they are alphabetical by last name. When I look in my Liberty section, I have 3 pieces of information, and they are alphabetical. Okay? So just a quick note, as you're practicing this with me, if yours didn't work, probably what it is that you have an extra space in your data somewhere. Computers are very picky about extra spaces, and here's how you can check. Like I could click here and go up to my formula bar. I'm clicked up here with my cursor. If I saw this blank space here, if my cursor was blinking a space away from the end of my word, I would just delete that out with my backspace key. So if you have a space before the data or a space after, or if you have a misspelling, that's when sorts won't work. So those are the things you want to look at first if your sort didn't come out correctly. Okay? Sorting means putting information in a certain order.